I have not seen a company with more exponential decline of consumer trust than Bethesda. Their practices have been a crockpot of consequences brewing for decades.
You want me to spend $18 for fucking blue?
It goes without saying that the developers themselves pour heart and soul into their games and are ultimately made to rush their products because the corporate bull is chasing them. Haha, it's a typo. Let me fix that for you. Working for Bethesda is the first-class ticket of disillusion for your childhood dream of being a game developer. Just go look at the Glassdoor reviews. When the best thing about your video game company is the food, you know you truly have the best chefs as managers. Honestly, this pales nothing in comparison to the DLC we have today. They could put a battle pass in Skyrim too, and the Funko Poppers will slap that mess up off of Todd Howard's desk. $4 horse armor looks like a steal when you're asked to pay $15 a month for a then shallow Elder Scrolls MMO. Elder Scrolls Online was developed by ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, but Bethesda was the publisher of Elder Scrolls Online. This game has come a long way, becoming a buy once and play forever game, nesting itself a niche community of robots, because well, nobody's playing this game. I enjoyed my time with ESO on the Xbox, as it was the closest thing to World of Warcraft on the console, but like any MMO, it is not a game. It's a Chinese black market for reselling gold and werewolf bites.
What are these, fucking gold farmers or something?
I'm gonna make video games and everyone's gonna play.
By now, you're all familiar with Todd and his sweet little lies. Thank you, Crowcat. Do you remember that one time when he said Fallout 3 had over 200 endings?
So as of last week, we're over 200 endings. That is not an exaggeration. Yeah, you're like 200 endings. That's a lie of some kind.
Nonsense.
Okay, maybe he's being hyperbolic out of excitement. But right before that, he says,
That is not an exaggeration.
4 main endings, 29 alternative end cutscenes.
16 times the detail.
Well, take it away, Todd.
That's a lie of some kind.
Nonsense.
If you don't kill a guy, bam, it just kills the guy for you.
Now, distrust with gamers is one thing, but how about dangling the carrot in front of the people who make your games?
Sometimes it doesn't just work.
Bethesda tasked Obsidian to make New Vegas so good that if it got a score of 85 on Metacritic, it would earn Obsidian a hefty bonus. A $20 Fortnite gift card? Well, just imagine what you can buy with that.
Look, boy, I'm getting the gritty. Also, I am not your real dad.
Regardless of whether the game was a massive financial success or not, they could have raked in the riches of Fort Knox. Too bad they scored 84 on Metacritic. Imagine the Skull Trooper skin you could have had.
They'll buy just about anything.
2015, a time of trying to hit that proverbial target of who can be a more morally bankrupt company. Valve and Bethesda were in cahoots with this one, especially when they tried to lock Skyrim mods behind a paywall, custom content that they themselves did not make. And to the creators, they were offering a whopping 25% to the creators who worked hard on it. Valve have been known to offer pathetic rates to mod creators of their games. For example, a game. The remaining skin artists on this game received a 25% cut per sale of their creation. It's a low cut, but they have to make money back somehow. They can't keep paying people to play this game. It's understandable when it's Valve's game, but even though they are not employees, it's kind of like soft commissioning. You are still making money off of it, so a higher cut should not be out of the ordinary. Listen, Valve, Base Hunter made one song, and you're a Warcraft 3 mod. Settle down. The Minecraft creators Mojang was on the receiving end of Bethesda's piston when they began splooging their infringement lawsuit all over them for trying to trademark a title for their mobile game, Scrolls. Notch offered a proposition to settle this dispute by one of his famed trial by combats in Quake 3. Basically the, I'm gonna send you a pipe bomb in Minecraft. Before Minecraft. The rules were that 3 of the best Quake players of the Bethesda team and the Mojang team had to battle it out. If Mojang wins, Bethesda drops the lawsuit. And if Bethesda wins, Mojang changes the name of their game to something that Bethesda is happy with. And so, the battle was on. Bethesda versus Mojang. Let's get ready to rumble! We interrupt this program to announce Bethesda's absence and that this match will no longer continue. Imagine being as dull and as soulless as a company. For as a company as such, it's crazy to think that people will mistake this for this. What? What's even crazier is that Mojang made a fucking mobile game?
I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs.
Just watch the Internet Historian video. Otherwise, if you want the answers to why all their video games are busted, you can blame the design philosophy of
There's a period once you launch. It's not how you launch, it's what it becomes.
insert fake Miyamoto quote. It's great that Todd acknowledges their failure to deliver Fallout 76 proper.
A lot of well-deserved criticism.
It'd be even greater if he actually worked on the game. You see, Todd was actually too busy playing with his new toy, Fartfield, and he was also shooting some kids in the desert. The most contribution he had was swinging by the 76 offices, calling their game a stinky poo-poo doo-doo fart, he did say that, going home and delaying Starfield for another year.
And you kept playing it.
But sometimes, Bethesda can do good. The sequel to Prey, no, not Prey, Prey 2 by Human Head Studios, was coming along well. Bethesda, they were so happy with this game that they threw it headfirst into the garbage disposal. It's simply not good enough. We're not going to just proceed blindly with something that isn't good enough. This would be a noble thing to say, if you weren't Bethesda. Besides, their definition of good enough is this, and this, this too.
We're sorry.
Now, Prey by Arcane was great. It's like System Shock 2, but your eyes won't melt. But who would have thought that Prey wasn't actually meant to be called Prey? And that actually Bethesda insisted the title of Prey, which basically drove Arcane's director to quit out of insultment, feeling guilty for using Prey's name involuntarily.
I guess that was the compromise, because anything else was not negotiable. That game had to be Prey.
There is a bit of the artist, the creative side that is insulted. You tell this artist, you know, your game is going to be called Prey. I don't think it should. I think it's a mistake.
Bethesda's final nail in the coffin, which entombs their reputation, is the most recent events with Mick Gordon. Doom Eternal was such a great game. It was fast-paced, it felt classical, and it also felt modern. The soundtrack, oh boy, don't even get me started. The soundtrack was great. What's not great is avoiding to pay the people who composed your soundtrack, and offering hush money so it's swept under the rug. Please don't look at that. Bethesda somehow crafted the most neck-breaking shallow response to the boss battle of Documents. A document which noted Mick's experience working with Bethesda, how he was made to crunch. I mean, in fact, a lot of the Doom team had to as well. Id's studio director, Marty, made a Reddit post for the reason of lol, which smeared Mick's reputation in the game development world, ultimately making the act of getting a job a level 10 charisma speech check.
Mate, can I have a job?
What kind of harebrained fucking psychobabble bullshit is that?
They claimed his performance was understanded, instead hiring an in-house artist, and considering that they paid him for half the work that he did, it makes me think that they tried to do this to worm the wallets around for a cheaper alternative.
It's not right that I have to pay all the time.
Bethesda is kind of like Christopher from The Sopranos. He keeps fucking up, and the best excuse he can come up with is,
I didn't.
Bethesda has single-handedly ruined their trust with the consumer, ruined the trust with their staff, and have thrown away any self-respect, mind erasing the emotion of shame. But goddamn, they could make some pretty good games.
What's Butch's problem anyway?
I'm just waiting to see if Starfield would truly have over 1,000 planets.
Over 1,000 planets.
We're over 200 endings.
Oh, wait, what?